I'm Maria Menounos, and you're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Oh, snap! It's a snow day in Salt Lake City, Utah, because Running Raw broadcasts live over there, but we are listening to the sensual sounds of Mac Leash here in Los Angeles, California. How's everyone doing? It's the Monday Raw After Show, brought to you by AfterBuzz TV, Wrestling and Sports. My name is Flo Boys. You can call me the Mayor. Thank you so much for keeping me in your life and second screens. We have so much to talk about today, matches, results, all that good stuff. But before I do, I got to introduce my all-star panel. On my far left, this guy is from RealTalker.com, and he is Chicago's own heel Jim Alexander.
I braved the snow. I made it to the studio. And I'm back on my throne. Thankfully, I regained my seat. So.
Oh, throwing the shade already. The shorty hasn't started yet. On his right, she is the co-founder of Women's Pro Wrestling Weekly and a commentator in her own right from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Give it up for Miss TK Trinidad.
Bonjour.
Hola. All right, thank you so much for tuning us in the chat. Want to give a shout out to Dang MQ, Derek Fisher, Joseph Boza, Evangelina. Everyone's here. Well, Dylan Matthews is on vacation. He's not going to be in the chat today.
Yeah, he let me know. Shout out to he's like, I won't be able to have the gifts ready. I'm like, it's cool.
That's the best Australian accent I've ever heard. Also, give a special shout out to Jenny Stephanie, turns 36 years old. Johan Pena's sister, 36 years old.
Hey, happy birthday!
Yeah, happy birthday and all that. Yeah. So, overall thoughts of today's episode of Monday Night Raw, starting with you, Jim Alexander.
Let's keep the music going. Oh, okay. It was
Snooze
okay.
fest.
I mean, I think like this is kind of like the dull point, even though it shouldn't be because we're on a road to WrestleMania. I feel like every week we should have a pretty solid show. They can go over the top, but I feel like they're kind of playing it safe in a way, and it was just mediocre at best.
Sure.
Snooze fest.
Okay, also in the booth, Josh Alonso, the Sex Slayer himself. Yeah. I need your opinions of tonight's episode, sir.
Sex Slayer? How do you know he's a sex slayer?
You know, people have reviews on Yelp for their businesses. People have been saying for months. It's pointing in the chat.
Listen, you know me, I'm the Sex Slayer up in the booth. I put layers upon layers of it, and you know.
Wait, what?
See? Layers upon layers. Slayer.
Real recognizes real.
Players. So thoughts about the episode today, man?
I thought it was great overall. I don't know. What did you guys feel?
I thought it was kind of stretched out. That was kind of slow. I know there was the whole Snowstorm thing. I don't know if the roster was available or not, but they tried their best. But everyone got promos, and matches lasted forever. What say you in the chat about tonight's episode of Monday Night Raw? I think most people are saying it's a solid 7, but there is one snooze fest from Joseph Boza. Dang.
I mean... It was. I mean, again...
it was.
It was. It's one of those things where, you know, I've said this plenty of times, it's all year round. You can't expect... You know, it's just like if you have a husband and wife, you can't expect them to perform at 10 every night.
Maybe
like
they
sometimes, no.
I got one friend that are always like that. Him and his wife are like this all the time.
They're lying.
Oh.
So, you know, she's probably telling him that, but just to keep his ego up.
Everyone has a friend.
Probably, no.
Oh, dang.
So it's just one of those things where you combine the snow plus, you know, they're getting ready for everything else that, you know, it's a one-off.
Okay, fair enough. First match, well, the main event tonight was a three-way dance, a triple threat match for the number one contenders for the WWE title. Ricochet beating both, thanks man, Seth Rollins and Bobby Lashley. Shenanigans aside, Ricochet going over. Jim Alexander, talk to me about this. He got destroyed right after the match.
This is all we're talking about. We skipped the whole show and we're going straight to the end. That's how Snooze Fest was?
We go from the most important match down. That's how we do it on Monday Night Raw.
No, the most important thing happened in the beginning. But
no, it did not.
Yes, it did.
No, it did not.
But we can go with it. I'm actually surprised. I thought this was a shoo-in for Rollins to just win. I'm like, wow, who draw the short straw? I was like, this was just a throw-in because there's no way how you can explain how Lashley and Ricochet ended up in a match for a title contention out of nowhere, and I just thought it would be clearly Rollins. They're going to do a big Rollins versus Lesnar for the Saudi Arabia pay-per-view. Makes sense, two big names.
Right.
Ricochet comes out with it.
The one and only Ricochet.
Man, I don't know what the hell's going on there, but those folks in Saudi Arabia ain't going to be happy about that one.
Why
Because that's
so?
going to be a squash. It's going to be a squash. I don't understand how this could be. This is like a joke. This is almost like a 24/7 title match for me.
Let me follow. But people say that Brock works better with smaller talent. Rey Mysterio, right? Finn Balor. Maybe this could be a dumb match.
Listen, I like Ricochet. I've been
I do
always
too.
touting him, but he just can't hang with Brock. That's a monster, man. He's gonna squash him.
Yeah, but it's not
and-
necessarily about hanging with Brock. It's more about how they work together. And I think Brock, I mean, we obviously heard the news with Brock and Matt Riddle. You guys heard about the whole backstage stuff?
Yeah.
So it's
Is it on
just...
this skim? This week's episode supposed to be the skim?
No, it's not, because whatever.
Okay.
If you don't know what happened is Brock and Matt Riddle had Matt Riddle.
Mac Riddle,
Not
my
Mac.
boy, coming from Connecticut, feuding with Brock.
Evan's like third and fourth name, but they had some beef backstage to the point where like they were supposed to do something together and they didn't end up doing something together. But my thing is that it's I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We'll see. I think Brock, it can happen. He makes it. If he likes you, he'll make it look good. If he doesn't like you, then it's just not gonna be good. And I think he likes Ricochet. So it would it'd be a good match.
That's fair, but how long can they last?
Yeah.
Like, you can't sell me on Ricochet going 10 minutes with Brock. That's a 5-minute match max. You can't. There's no way you can explain the dominance of Brock and Ricochet, even if he's running around the ring or just flying off the top rope. He just can't last that long in a ring with Brock just by technicality. You know what I mean? By these two, one being such a monster, David and Goliath, typical, they love running those angles, but it just, I don't see this
David
lasting.
won though.
And especially for this pay-per-view, which they love those Saudi Arabia pay-per-views because they tout them so highly that they're like the WrestleManias.
You kind of have to. You can't we have this random show and
Right.
come through.
So I'm surprised I thought Rollins versus Brock for that pay-per-view, because it's always like it's a glorified house show, right?
Sure.
I thought that made sense. But this, not sure. if it does.
Glorified house. Sorry, Saudi Arabia. This show's gonna be high. Probably. Oh, you're right. Sex Slayer, what do you think, man? Ricochet going to have a match with Brock Lesnar.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a great match. We know historically, like you guys had mentioned, he has his best matches against smaller guys, be it with AJ Styles, Daniel Bryan, Finn Balor, you name it. Even with Eddie Guerrero, he had an amazing match before Goldberg got in. But we all know this is going to be a really great match. It's going to be a squash match. Yeah, we know that. But
Then it can't be a great match because it's a squash.
Why not?
it'll still be
No.
entertaining.
It's still entertaining.
I mean, we all know that Brock gives it up to the smaller guys. I mean, he is going to let Ricochet go in with some offense in it. But of course, we all know it's an inevitable decision. Brock's going to win.
5 long minutes from the Sex Slayer right there.
Okay, now before I move on, I just want to say that, and I don't want to compare them specifically, but I do think Brock Lesnar and Walter are the best at making smaller guys look good. And there's a possibility this match could be great. But before we move on, if you get that awesome match later on, Jim, do the world a favor to listen to this AfterBuzz show and other AfterBuzz shows.
Hey, you know who you are out there. You're watching this show, but you need to contribute also. So you can contribute by liking this. Every week you see us on a panel, or either NXT, but this show specifically.
Yeah.
Like, comment. We interact with these comments. Football's always responding to everyone.
Yeah, I do.
just skim over them sometimes. And, of course, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Tell your mother, your father, your coworker, your colleague, your girlfriend, boyfriend, someone you're just having fun with. Everyone subscribe. When you're driving in that car, you know what I mean? Just pull over, be safe, and give us a 5-star rating and comment there too. So good things happening. Dylan, you're in Hawaii, but you can still contribute. So there's no excuses for anyone out there in the world.
And Dylan,
support this show.
And Dylan has a question. He said, "Can Josh change his Twitter name to Sex Slayer, please?"
Dylan's from Hawaii right now?
If it's
he's
not
on.
taken, we'll see. I don't know.
There you go.
Sex Slave AfterBuzz TV.
Okay, but speaking of things that makes me really unqueasy, Lana had a match
Yes.
with Liv Morgan, a rematch from last week. Why we're doing a rematch, I have no idea. But the return of Ruby Riott, TK, you are a resident women's wrestling expert. What does it mean for the return of Ruby Riott and attacking Liv Morgan and this Lana saga?
Well, here's the positive about Lana, and I'm sure you might agree.
Theme music is dope.
I will
like
agree.
It.
I'm already agreeing.
I think she's come a long way. I mean, a lot of people,
In the ring or character-wise?
Character-wise, she's always had, I guess, those acting chops, if that makes sense. It's believable in whatever she put her mind to. In the ring, she's actually improving. Not to say that she wasn't going to improve or not, but it's whatever she's doing. Prior to that, whether she took, how long were they off for? Like 8 months or something?
That's
like
about that. I felt like a way.
Whatever she was doing while they were gone, it's showing she's a lot better than she was the last time around. So kudos to her. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing, what's gonna happen. So again, we have enough women in the locker room that we can have several storylines, but it looks like they're just going with Lana. So I hope that, beyond Lashley, that there will be a separate storyline so that we'll all be happy, including Fabito.
Jump in here. Tails P says, Ruby Riott is the biggest heel for Give Me Hope this Lana feud was over. Jim Alexander, thoughts about the match. And Ruby Riott.
I'm the resident Liv Morgan expert, so
yeah, you
coming
are.
from me, I'm kind of glad that they added something to this angle. It was getting stale. I'm glad, first of all, that they removed Lashley for now and Rusev from it, because you just can't have him feud every week for almost nothing. I did want more of this Lana and Liv Morgan backstory, right? So they had some romance or love affair. Why can't we go deeper into it and find out what happened actually? I want to know this. But now Ruby Riott comes in, and here's the two possibilities you can do. Either she has an affair with Lana and there's something going on there, Ruby, which would be a great angle to this.
It would be a terrible idea.
Or she's like a hired gun from Lana.
A hired gun from Lana, really?
Yeah. Or just they're going to separate them, and it's going to be Ruby versus Liv Morgan, which could be interesting because they've always been on a team together, so we see them feud. It could be a little feud that could last maybe up to WrestleMania, but then what happens with the Lana feud? You can't just throw that out the window because everyone else gets lost.
Chat real quick. Chat, let me know what you think. Or you guys want more of a backstory of why Lana and Liv have this tryst, or is it just enough information they're giving you?
Do you think Liv will be able to survive by herself if they were to truly break them up?
You only live once. Of course you will.
Oh my! And you're doing puns, I swear. Okay.
Can I just say something right now?
Yes,
just looking
God,
at
she
her.
looks so good. Look at her in that.
I mean,
screen.
listen, as a fan of heavy metal and punk rock, I am just in love with the patches on here. I see the Misfits, I see Discharge, I see Subhumans, I see Ministry, I see Testament.
Wow.
Dang, this is a really awesome thing. Not in love with the storyline, but that's a badass jacket. The sex slayer has spoken.
The sex slayers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we talking about Liv?
No,
her jacket. The one person who's wearing a jacket
we're talking
in the
Ruby
picture.
Riott jacket, not Liv Morgan.
Oh, what are we talking about? Ruby Riott.
Okay, because she returned after being away from 2 different social surgeries, Jim. I mean, no.
Kudos for her.
Kudos.
my
Kudos
God.
are bounds.
Fighting back.
I can't with you guys. Let's move on, please. Thank goodness. This will be this whole Humberto Carillo and Angel Garza thing. So it looked like Zelina got some help from Angel Garza, former NXT Cruiserweight champion, and they acknowledged on air that Angel Garza is Humberto Carillo's cousin, which is true in real life. What happened was basically a beatdown to Rey Mysterio makes a save. A lot to take in. TK Trinidad, walk me through this. Where does Humberto Carillo go from now? Because he's came back from an injury, and now he's out injured again, and then you have Angel Garza on the roster.
Gosh, I don't even know. I can't even speak. I can't even speak to it. Like, it's one of those things you
You
still
hear that car in your headset? It just ran over Carrillo's career right there.
Oh, for real? You think he's done?
They don't know what to do with him.
Okay,
the thing
fair.
is, they don't know what to do. 1 week he comes in, he has a little feud, they take him off, he comes back. I don't know whether it's real injuries or not. He just can't stay in one feud, even in one angle. He's just not consistent enough. I don't know if it's the crowd's buying into him at all. It doesn't seem like
They
it.
have to give him a backstory.
He just seems very generic. I agree. He just seems very like a generic guy with kind of a youthful face. I just don't think he's right. For me, he's green. He's a guy that should be in NXT for a while to build him some sort of character, build him comfort to be on camera even and talking. I just don't feel he's too green for me to be on the main roster.
You can. I'm always a fan of factions.
Oh, here we go.
Can, like they took my idea with Usos.
They did not
Put him with the Usos and Naomi, and you might get over it.
Negative, but they can form.
Day one.
I mean, it looks good, doesn't it? The bloodline looks good.
With
Anywho.
Humberto, of course, it would be great.
No, I'm just saying they can with Zelina Vega doing her job.
Okay.
And now she has like another faction, barring the fact that there's no injuries.
Okay.
I mean, now you have somewhat of a storyline. It's family where as a unit we are now going to try to dominate the Raw. Like that's a believable storyline.
Wait, what's the family? Zelina and
Well, Zelina's not the family.
Sorry, what family? You're saying Garza and Humberto's team?
Correct.
Okay, go ahead.
It's just like you could do something like that, and then that you can get behind it. But I agree with you. It's like if you don't build a story, like for instance, everybody hates Jim because Jim built that storyline. Jim is a-hole, and people buy into it, and they dislike him for that reason.
That Jim?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
Wait, what? What happened?
I think you're cool.
Hey, everyone thinks I'm cool, man.
No, not everybody. In chat.
Yeah, the chat kind of disagrees with you.
It don't matter what they think.
Exactly. That part.
I like Humberto Carillo a lot. I do feel like he is not connecting with the audience, but I think this may be a big mistake introducing Angel Garza in this way on two different ways. On one hand, this guy was getting momentum in NXT, former NXT Cruiserweight Champion, didn't get a rematch, he just appears on Raw, and she's familiar with Zelina. You know when Andrade comes back, and he will come back, Angel Garza is already a second fiddle. So I'm worried about that.
That's faction.
No, here's the thing. I admit it. Mac was right about Angel Garza. I buried the guy right away when he debuted. But I think he's got a lot more potential than Carillo does.
Yeah.
He's got a natural charisma about him. He's got a suave thing about him that I can relate to very much so. So, and I think he's better than Carillo in the ring too, actually. I know Carrillo's more of a high flyer, but I think Angel Garza's got more in his arsenal to offer. Plus the character thing, I think he's got way more charisma. So for him, let him groom in NXT where he was already getting over, and keep him away from the roster. If you need to wait 30 days till Andrade comes back, just keep Zelina away or have him in women's matches or something. You can hold off 30 days without having to bring Angel in here and keep on feeding us Carillo when no one wants to see him.
Chat saying we love Hill Jim and Jim is awesome. So I don't know what upside down world we're living in right now.
I know.
Let's talk about
This is weird.
Rey Mysterio gets involved trying to do the save to Humberto. He pays for it by getting the hammerlock DDT to the outside, much like how Andrade did. Looks like he's coming out for a couple weeks, or do you think he's going to be used or hot shot it back? Like, what happens to Rey Mysterio now? Does he get revenge? Is he going to move on? What's going on with the greatest luchador of all time?
Why is he in this feud? Why does he need to be in the all Latino feud all the time? You know, like this guy's either he's going to hang up the boots soon. I mean, it seems like it. No, he's still okay. Then at least involve in something else. I mean, we've seen Mysterio wrestle almost everyone on this roster at some point.
Yeah.
The guy can work with everyone. I know he's an advanced age, but he still can go right.
Enough.
He doesn't need to be.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be in the all Latino feud, man. It's just like he's almost like a I don't know what they view him as here, like what is he, the great uncle of them all or something? To bring him in here, he doesn't fit into this feud. I get it between Andrade and Carillo, maybe now with Garza, there's some family connection stuff, but Rey just forced into it. Like, how long has he worked with Andrade even? You need to separate it, give him something new. It just tells me they have nothing for him.
Well, I mean, and it's okay they have nothing for him. He's a legend. He can go and come in as he please. I agree with the storyline. It's like they figure out he's Latino, they're Latino. Let's put them all together.
Put him in NXT then.
Like a bloodline.
Put him in
but
NXT.
no, but that's where I know you're joking. But that's like that's where it doesn't work unless you use it as he is like the godfather of that, and then tell that story.
True.
But just to insert him in there, it's like yes, we know he's great, we know he's amazing, but like I think they're using him to save the story, but it's not.
Freshen him up, put him in NXT. I guarantee you'll be a fresh, new, rejuvenated Rey.
Oh, yeah.
To work with all these youngsters, and I think he would do it. I think he's a good veteran that actually likes helping out younger talent. I think him in NXT would be a really good move.
My heart just breaks for Angel Garza. He just comes in and he was like, okay, the other cousin. So usually when Rhea Ripley came out, like today, oh my gosh, NXT Champion is here. And it just came out and it was silence. Oh, he's your cousin. And then he started saying, it was nothing from, and his character got left behind in Full Sail. And that to me can be like the death knell before it even started. But I'm hoping it works out for all of them involved, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, and Rey Mysterio will be dope in NXT to your point. So,
no question.
So moving on, let's talk about this. Rhea Ripley, the queen, Charlotte Flair is doing her like, I'm the number one contender, but I'm not telling you what belt I'm going for, what championship I'm going for. Today saying there's no competition. She's beat Bayley, she's beat Becky Lynch. Maybe Rhea Ripley shows up. Now, Jim Alexander talked to me about this.
Yep.
Rhea Ripley, next big thing. Charlotte Flair, one of the best in the business, if not the planet. Is this the right move, though?
It's the only move. What other move? Like, even Charlotte said herself, she's beat Bayley, they faced each other. Becky and her almost weekly feud or team up together.
Has
this
she gone
is
up
fresh
against
in
Shayna?
No. But that's why Shayna should have won the Rumble, too. So that should have been a whole other thing. But if they're planning maybe Shayna versus Becky or something like that, that's fine. That's a good angle to go with.
I agree.
But Rhea Ripley is the move for Charlotte. We haven't seen her fight anyone from NXT, really. We haven't seen her go for that title, right? I mean, she's previously when she was on the brand, but not when they started counting him when she came over to the main roster. And physically, they look on par going against each other. It's a believable feud. You can see them actually... You can see anyone taking it. I would give Rhea Ripley a decent shot winning this match, too. So I think it's an exciting new feud with young blood and someone that can really elevate Rhea Ripley if they go against each other.
However, are they going to treat her like they did Lacey Evans?
They might.
That's not even the issue I'm worried about. You have Charlotte and Rhea set for WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
TakeOver Portland is 2 weeks away. Bianca Belair is the #1 contender. Does that cut her off at the knees, TK?
Totally.
Well, for you guys who are just joining, or like, I always have to preface this because you like, yes,
Subscribe.
Make sure you subscribe. There definitely is some favoritism for like Bianca, and I don't think that they've done her justice. Like she got to a certain point where she should have had the belt, or could have crossed over, or did a lot of different things. It's like she's stuck at NXT. So yeah, it is possible because they've done it to her before.
Right.
So I mean, I'm not gonna be.
I think
surprised.
this time is different. After the Rumble showing, everyone was saying, "Oh man, Bianca Belair is a breakout
They
star of
said
the
that
Rumble."
before, though.
But
That's
the
not-
Rumble is a bigger stage. There's no bigger stage than Rumble except for WrestleMania.
I get that, but she's been on. It might have been the Rumble. She's been on a main roster show before.
Survivor
Not a
Series.
main roster show, but a main roster pay-per-view before.
Survivor Series, yeah.
So they. Oh yeah, sorry, I didn't hear you say Survivor Series. So it's not like, and people said the same thing.
True.
So she's on there. The people who are in the know of her, and she's been on people's lips. So it's one of those things where they've. I don't know. I'm kind of not losing faith, but just whoever the writers are, it's just sometimes it's like
It's not me.
Well, you could get hired. They're always looking for writers.
I know. Maybe you should write. We should all write for WWE.
And on that,
I need a job, so
we represent the spectrum.
the line was not my idea. So
I
but
need
moving
work.
on, it's now time for my favorite part of the show. My favorite. It's now time for TK's boudoir.
Take offense to that.
My
What about
favorite.
King's Court?
It's up
I mean,
there.
who cares about
it's
King's
kind of long.
Court?
The intro's
Oh
coming.
my God, the dancing. We're going back to that. What is?
I got
Mac
moves,
Riddle's
people.
in the boudoir. Al Heyman's in boudoir.
Shout out to Evan T. Mack, by the way. He's not in the boudoir, but he posted something on
He
his.
should be.
I think I put him in the boudoir. Him and his dad in the boudoir like a couple weeks ago or
See,
something.
that's messed up. You should put him separately. It's like if Edge and Christian were in the Hall of Fame, he should be his own Hall of Famer.
So Barry Mack and Evan should be
It
separately.
should be separate weeks, separate
Okay,
inductions.
so Barry Mack is in the TK's boudoir, which I don't know. It feels kind of weird saying that. Like, I apologize. Hit me up, Evan. That was weird. Anyways,
Who's in the boudoir?
in the
The
boudoir.
sex slayer.
It's brought to you by Center In Company. If you want any cocoa butter, candles, all that good stuff, you go to centerincompany.com, put in the promo code AfterBuzzTV, and you get a nice little discount. So in the boudoir today is Natalia.
Okay.
I haven't seen her in a minute, and I don't know.
She was at the Rumble.
Yeah, but it just feels like she doesn't have like a really good storyline.
So you put in the boudoir as a pity thing?
Well,
Okay, Natalia. You need a storyline to move.
Something like that. And then Asuka, I like the change of outfit. And then Zelina of course,
Yes.
as always. And then Randy Orton. So they are all
okay.
in the
I
boudoir.
can't do this.
They're all in the boudoir today.
And Barry Mack.
And Barry Mack.
King's Court, let's go.
Oh my gosh, you can like literally write a book between this.
Hit it.
Jim Alexander. He is the most handsome,
True.
charming,
Yes.
intellectual, and brilliant man on God's green earth. Pay attention in the AfterBuzz King.
Stop.
So everyone take note
Oh,
Oh my
Lana.
and
gosh.
learn from Jim Alexander because he's one of the only smart people around.
I am,
All
Lana.
right, Hill Jim, what's going on, man? This is your boy Rusev.
My boy.
From Rusev Day.
Hey, that's everyone. You see, everyone's
Oh,
coming
we're
out to the
doing this.
King's
All right,
Court.
go ahead, yeah.
Hey, what are you drinking out there?
I was,
Listen, today's King's Court. We have some new additions. We have some things going on. I'm putting Zelina, man. She's been rocking some cool outfits, and she's been.
You can't take her from my boudoir and put it in the
hey,
King's Court.
She was just visiting your boudoir, but she's in the King's Court.
There's no rules to the
Charlie
boudoir.
Caruso has great wavy hair. I'm digging that look.
Okay.
Of course, my girl Mandy and Liv Morgan are side by side, and I have a new addition. Actually, our boy Dylan's been visiting Hawaii apparently, so I just saw some pictures that coming up online, so I clicked on it, and then next thing I see, damn boy, you didn't tell us you have a sister, Dylan? You know how I like those Australian girls.
You are shooting your shot halfway across
Hey,
the planet.
Dylan's
What are you
sister.
doing?
Hey man.
What are you
hey,
doing?
that's the kind of Australian girls I'm into. What What is this?
We're
No.
gonna go. Oh
Hey,
my
Dylan's sister, come into the King's Court. You got an entry for this week for sure. We got more picks, Dylan. Send some more picks from Hawaii.
You are a jerk.
What?
You are a... thank you so much. Moving on.
King's Court, man.
Speaking of massive
King's
heel
Court.
heat, Randy Orton comes out to start the show today, talking about he just can't do it, can't deal with it, what he's doing, the Edge and all that. Looks like it's going to be one of the biggest match. I'm hoping it's WrestleMania, but it could be Saudi Arabia Super Showdown. Thoughts about this storyline, TK? And not
First,
Dylan's
Dylan
sister.
says, "I have no words."
What?
Fair enough.
So
Hey,
terrible.
more picks, Dylan.
Oh my god.
Hawaii, man.
I'm looking.
Shout out to Derek Fisher, going by the way.
I'm looking forward to. I think anything Randy Orton touches, he can make it, even if it's a terrible storyline.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it.
Is it going to happen in Saudi Arabia or are you going to stretch to WrestleMania?
Sometimes they squander stories in Saudi Arabia. I hope they do stretch it out to WrestleMania because I think it has potential of being a good storyline
Sure.
if they do it right.
It's still 3 weeks from when
Yeah.
you can build stuff.
This is why I love this. We're seeing a new Randy Orton. This is the evolution of a new Randy Orton. He's turning into kind of Jericho, how Jericho always evolves into a new character.
Fair.
This is a new Randy Orton. Maybe now, really, we're going to have an Orton we haven't seen before because I felt that remorse thing that he had. He couldn't talk. That's like, maybe he's going to play a character where he does something and then he immediately regrets it and has that voice in his head, constantly like a devil and an angel on one side sort
Yeah.
of thing. You know, where he does something bad and then he immediately regrets it. So he's almost a face, but acts like a heel.
I'm down with that. I like Randy Orton as a performer, one of the greatest of all time, but his character hasn't changed in almost a decade. I mean,
This is the change.
it
I
is a
think
change
he's
you need,
evolving.
for sure.
Well, apparently you're evolving because I don't know. Aren't you working, Ryan? Ryan in the chat says,
Oh.
"Yo, Jim Alexander out here asking anything out." No, I'm just.
What
What's
happened
going
to-
on? What?
I'm just surprised. The chat
Surprised
is
about what?
the chat is going off about you talking about Dylan. So for you guys who don't know or are just listening to us, Dylan
Lord.
is a fan.
Oh, Lord.
Huh?
Go ahead.
Dylan is. I know you're not a fan. What would we make him like? Our social media?
He's a super fan, is what he is.
Not a super
Dylan's
super
my
fan.
hero, damn it.
Dylan makes all the gifts and stuff for us. He's been doing it
He's
for a
the
while.
gift king.
He's gift king.
He's also a nice guy.
He is a nice guy. But he's been doing amazing things for the show, and now.
What? He's got a sister. We didn't know about this. We're learning more about Dylan. I am, at least.
Speaking of awkward moments, Asuka comes out with a match against Natalya, with Asuka getting the win, building up her winning streak from taking the L against Becky Lynch the last pay-per-view. Looks like a rematch is on the horizon for next week on Raw. I don't think this is a great idea for Asuka, but it's going to happen anyway. Thoughts about that? Having a rematch with Becky Lynch, the men, reinvigorated, against Asuka. Mind you, these women were not in your boudoir or your King's Court.
Yeah, they won't be.
I'm just saying.
Oscar was in my boudoir
Today?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, she was. Okay.
Yeah, the outfit.
Oh, yeah.
He was waiting for the King's Court. I
No,
get
that's
it.
what it was.
Well, here's the thing.
Wow.
I'll take over this one.
Please.
What is with this new cocky Becky Lynch? Like, now she's
The
arrogant.
new
she's the
cocky Becky. She
Yeah.
always been cocky.
No, but now it's like in your face. Like, now it's borderline heel. It is, with her goat thing, and she's just bragging now after this win over Asuka.
I'm agreeing with you. I think it's
Is that a new change in her character potential? Is this a slow turn to maybe make her heel? Because I don't know how she can be over if she's that arrogant. That's an arrogant version, not a confident version of Becky. Because when she has that goat jacket, and you know, it was different being the man, but now goat, and she's like touting herself. The way she's talking is different a little bit. So I mean,
So
I think
you're
maybe
not-
that'll be a savior thing
So
for her.
are you for it or are you against it?
I'm interested to see what's going on because I've been bored of her for the past year. So
I think it was an overcompensation. I think that they took some time to say Asuka was your Achilles heel or kryptonite. Then she beat Asuka once. It was like, I'm that. But you're right. The GOAT thing is not hitting because she doesn't have the tenure. You know, like
No.
she's not even the current GOAT. I would say
like
Charlotte.
Charlotte could be a GOAT because she's a 10-time champion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's, I don't know what they're doing. I think it's a way to use herself as being a heel potentially, like a slow turn. That could be interesting.
Oh, shout out to Derek Fisher. Don't you know if you guys noticed that Natty's armband was tribute to Kobe? We did.
Yeah.
That was pretty dope. TK, let me. Yeah.
Nothing.
Okay. The women's match. So thoughts about that? Asuka lost at the last pay-per-view. I guess she's trying to build up some momentum, but what about our tag team title division? Is that a thing now?
I mean, I
Help
don't
me
know.
out, TK. Help me out.
Help me out.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it's one of those things where, again, we've said it plenty of times where it's just I don't know if there are any. As far as I know, there was kind of sort of a woman sometimes in the writers' room, but not consistently. But it just these storylines are just. I'm not for it.
Well, I mean, Asuka's just, she needs to. You can't have one thing about Raw I saw tonight. Like, we're still far away from Mania. There's still 2 pay-per-views left. You got to stretch things out. Like, I don't want to see Owens and and the whole Rollins feud every week. Them having some sort of matches. Either attacking. Like, let it burn. Let just cut some promos for a week or 2. Let it stretch out. Unless none of these feuds we're seeing building right now are planned for Mania.
So that's the problem, though. So you can let it burn. You can let it stretch out. But the problem is that they're not. If you're gonna let it stretch out, that means there's less time. So they're cutting a promo. That means there's more time. They have to fill the time with something else. Therefore, they need to think of other storylines for other people in the locker room, which they're not doing. And there lies the problem. It's like, okay, again, I get it. Every week in, week out, you have to write a show. It's it's constantly going, but. They're pretty much sucking up a lot of wrestlers, and they're not doing anything with them
because they're not important. It's just who's important right now going to Mania. Who's important
right,
going into Mania? Drew McIntyre's important because we can see.
Yeah,
they're pushing him.
Yes, exactly, because they're pushing him.
Yeah.
But there are times where Drew McIntyre they just rolled him back down the hill.
Why?
And
how?
The last year they did. I don't think now. I think
not now.
Not
now.
Okay, yeah.
But prior to that, and then prior to that, last year, you pull up the tape. There's plenty of times where we've all said that he's deserving of the position, and he never got that. Right. So they put him in a position now where people who were not fully aware of him now do care, and they could put other people in the locker room like that too. Not necessarily they all have to be on the level of Drew McIntyre where he's possibly going.
Who would you put
but mid cards and stuff like that.
Who are you worried about? Who's someone that
it's not worried about? It's just you have all this talent that you could be using.
Now is not the time to build guys on the road to WrestleMania.
Then when?
Well,
after WrestleMania.
Yeah,
that's exactly what you said last year.
But look, we got to move on though. We're short on time. We had that speaking of Kevin Owens, we had that massive elimination match. Kevin Owens and the Viking Raiders. It was a 6-man tag team match, player.
There we go.
Taking on Buddy Murphy and the AOP.
What's the tongue though? The tongue though.
Holla, holla, holla.
Yeah.
But you stuck your tongue out.
Yeah, holla, holla, holla.
Yeah, you gotta enunciate.
Exactly.
Should we call you the Sex Slayer? Too?
No, the Sex Slayer's in the booth. Sex Slayer! Thoughts about the match, my friend?
Overall, just a really great match. But man, we should call Flobo the mayor of the Sex Slayer, Flobito Boys.
Yeah, wow. It's Raw After Dark.
Well, he does. He is taking applications for girlfriends.
I mean, if you guys are going to send them out, let's show you can check it out. Subscribe to the channel. Okay.
Just do what I've been doing, man.
Don't shoot my shot with random people and their sisters. But Jim Alexander, what thought about the match? Talk about the match.
Oh, the Kevin Owens one?
Yes,
I was thinking about something else.
actual match.
I was thinking other things, man.
God.
I'm thinking about what I'm doing this
Jack,
weekend and all that. It was solid, but I'm getting bored of these. Like, how many combinations of these tag teams can we have? I mean, where's Joe this week? Was he written off for the week, or is he legitimately injured?
Maybe he's stuck.
And
get there.
They're already. I've been talking about it for months. How they should do Viking Raiders versus AOP. They should do them at WrestleMania, but now they're putting them in these tag team matches against each other. It's already getting watered down. Just have them cut promos or feud. To build the feud without getting in the ring.
Oh my gosh, the chat's blowing up.
What?
Flobo is the mayor of Pound Town.
You can't say
Hey.
Stop. I thought the match was fun.
Oh, and then somebody wants to apply.
Who?
For Flobito. Give them your social media, Flobito, so they can slide into your DMs.
Please don't do that. Flobito.com content every week. All right, moving on. The match I saw that was interesting to me for a different reason altogether. Aleister Black had a quick match against Eric Young. Here's the deal. Eric Young hasn't won a match in a while. That's okay. Aleister Black is still being featured in that Viking Raiders spot, just squashing people. Who is next in line for the guy who pervades the black mass?
What is emoji that goes like this?
It's like he had when he first came up, there was this hope because he was doing so well in NXT, and then it was just like, wait, what's going on? So it's like now I
have an idea. It just came up to me.
Oh boy. Do we want to hear this?
Him versus Andrade. Let's end this whole Latino thing that's going on and separate everyone else.
Okay.
Him versus Andrade for Mania, and have Zelina turn on Andrade. and then kind of unify and that real storyline.
I like to get his face like, wait, that doesn't suck.
No, that's pretty
And it
good.
just came to- that's a good feud. Two guys that need to get over. It'll put him in a spotlight.
Yeah, but
and
then-
Zelina can play a role and totally be that turn at Mania that will make Andrade maybe as a babyface, which we haven't kind of seen, and that will turn Aleister, will give him like major heat.
Here's a
Right,
question.
but I
Does
think
she come up
Andrade
with a
won't
little-
survive though.
Does
He
they come
might.
up with a little thing too? Does she come
Yeah.
up with him in the way to the ring?
That would be
But
awesome.
whatever, they can
Okay.
change her character too in the meantime. Change her
Queen
up
Damned.
too. Yeah,
Yeah.
why not? She can do a lot of different things.
She
Why
can.
is she always stuck
she's
with
very
that?
versatile.
You know,
but I think
let's see
she's
her
stuck.
do more.
I think she's stuck with Andrade because she's helping. She's
Hey, hire a
helping
translator
Andrade.
or something. Yo, bring Rey Mysterio by his side or something as a baby face. He can tag with Mysterio. You can do different things then. You can try new things with Andrade afterwards.
Right, he's
you
kind of
know,
blank
you
slate.
could. Yeah, what have we seen from him that's gotten him over past year with Zelina? It's been treading water. It's time
Agreed.
to switch things up. So how about that feud? Nothing's going on for Aleister. Andrade's in purgatory, constantly not going anywhere. Make it for the title, right? He's still got the title.
He still has the
Build
title.
that feud, and then Zelina turns. This is genius stuff. Hey, I'm available for hire WWE. Hit it up at
Dylan
DJ
says
Alexander.
if Zelina turns on Andrade, then Andrade will fade away, which I don't.
He
want.
won't. He could be a face. People could get behind
It's
him.
hard to say only because his NXT character, he was like the Latin playboy level, much like Angel Garza,
Right, you
until
see?
Zelina made him serious and focus
Right.
on his. So like if that is taken away from him, he
AOP
needs someone
don't
else.
talk. He doesn't need to talk that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but AOP are like 6
Or
foot
talk in
tall,
Spanish.
200
Do
pounds.
like a Spanish lover character or something. You
That's
know?
been done. That's
Mi
a
amor
stereotype.
and all
That
that
is a
stuff.
total stereotype for a
gosh.
Hispanic character.
Hey,
Yeah.
there's so much you can do. The point is, if you change him into a babyface or do something, it's a new direction for him. Whatever it is, you have possibilities with him. I think Zelina's kind of holding him back. It's almost like an excuse. It's an excuse for him not to do anything else because she's this talking head and he can't step out of that shadow.
I don't
put
agree
him
with
with
that.
Charlotte. The hell, maybe put him with Charlotte
No,
later
they
on or
can't. Well,
something.
they can't do
Why
that.
not? They're dating
Why not?
each
I
other.
I want all relationships to be real. They're real to me.
Not Lana and Liv though. CK, you're
Hey,
saying
that's
I got
real
you
to
off.
me
You were
for
saying-
sure.
I think with him, it's like they've tried different things with Zelina in order to get him to a certain place, and it's like it's not working. But with her, he's getting more airtime. If she leaves and she goes somewhere else and starts doing something else, which I think she should be doing because she's an amazing wrestler. Like, let's not forget she had a whole indie career before she started. She's not just fresh off, just started wrestling 2 years ago. So it's one of those things where, she has potential to do a lot of things, but I think they're also too afraid that if they separate them, then there's really nothing for him to do, but I don't think he's going to get anywhere.
What about Aleister? You need to worry about him being over too.
You do.
Because Zelina, maybe with him, is a new freshen up thing for him.
I think that will work. I just still think Andrade will
It helps.
survive.
Just try something new. That's trying something new, right? It might elevate both. It can be worse for Andrade, really. He's the most meaningless Intercontinental Champion right now because he's not doing anything with it.
So,
he's not getting over with.
Mr. Slayer, question for you. Andrade, what would his next
Mr.
direction
Slayer.
be if you were to separate with Zelina?
Yikes. I mean, we all know when he was in NXT without a manager and any representation or anything, wasn't really going anywhere. So that is the constant
Where's he
fear.
going now?
I mean, if
Nowhere.
Okay.
It's still on
Here's
TV.
a possibility. I do think that when Andrade comes back, he'll be paired up with Garza. I think that would be a legitimate tag team. That would be great. But they do have to keep both of them strong. Because if, say, for instance, Zelina Vega leaves Andrade's going to fade to obscurity. And
Why?
then next thing
But
you know,
why?
it's
Why would
just-
he fade to obscurity? We don't know that.
He's barely hanging on right now.
He's barely hanging on as it is right now.
She's holding him down in a
No,
way.
she's not.
She is because she's just in charge of being his talking head. Look at Kane and Paul Bear.
True.
When Kane finally, they didn't think he was going to be able to do it. His character even didn't dictate for him to be able to talk.
Yeah.
But when he separated from Paul Bear, it was a whole new Kane. It elevated him. He became so much better than when he left Paul
I
Bear.
absolutely
Hey,
appreciate the hot take, but I'll be honest with you. If they really had
whatever, I'm
confidence,
going to punch this mic.
if they had confidence in Andrade, they'll have pure Andrade matches. But Zelina gets involved in every. I know he's a heel, but she gets involved in every single match. It makes you feel like they're a package deal. So it's hard to say. I want to believe you because I like the guy, but I'm not sure how it is.
I
right
mean,
now.
his strength, me just referring to his days in CMLL when he was a part of the Los Ingobernables,
Who? What?
the Ungovernables in Spanish.
Not the Japón, the original one.
The original one,
NXT?
exactly. No,
No,
this is
CMLL.
a promotion in Mexico. So he works best when he's with other people. So if an instance where Zelina Vega does leave him, I think he could form a faction on his own, whether it be heel or whether it could be like a tweener in
I said
between. I think it'd be
factions.
really good.
Okay. We're kind of low on time, but real quick. We had a 24/7 non-title match. Mojo Rawley against Drew McIntyre. Doesn't care about the victory because Riddick Moss and Mojo has her own story. But Drew McIntyre cut a promo with his opponent in the ring and then knocked his block off. How do you like this face, Drew McIntyre? Is it
Love
good for
it.
his
He's
character
so
or
over.
no?
Did you see the crowd just popping for him?
Yeah.
Completely over. I didn't know Drew McIntyre is going to be that over that quickly as a face with this crowd. This crowd
They've
was
been
hot
waiting
for
for
him.
him.
Sure.
Yeah.
They've been waiting for him. So, I mean, maybe WWE had the right plan by, teasing, like, it's like tantric sex. You teasing and then you, like, go down, you teasing and then you go down, all that.
I
Who
wanna know
were
about
those
that.
chicks with Mojo on that Instagram picture that they showed?
Oh, my God.
I have no idea.
That was most over Mojo I've ever
What
seen.
do you know, Flo?
Nothing about
What do you
relationships
know about
or-
Florito?
Hey, I need to know who those
Or
women were with
nothing.
Mojo on that boat in the
This is
Super
a
Bowl.
family show. We're out of time. Jim Alexander, where can the world find you online, good sir?
Hey, I'm shooting my shot, so you can always
Yeah.
find me at the Jim Alexander on all social media. RealTalker.com. That's REEL Talker.com. Huge stuff. Awards season. I'm the man to go to.
You can find me
TK.
on everything at TK Trinidad.
And you can find my innocent self over
Innocent?
at Twitter at Flobo Voice, on Instagram at Flobito and Flobito.com. Please buy a t-shirt. Support the homie at Flobito.threadless.com. But until next time, buzz you later.
Ciao.
Our founder, Kevin Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV.